I'm going to share with you the secret weapons I've used that's meant that my 6-year-old daughter has only ever had antibiotics once, and it was for strep throat. It's never been for an ear infection. Now, this isn't medical advice. You need to do what you need to do for your family. But all I can tell you is when you do a lot of the right things to support their health and immune system, going to antibiotics is often not needed. Plus, ear infections are 98%, it's estimated, are viral. Antibiotics do nothing for that anyway, and it just tears up their gut and their health. So number one, at the first sign of symptom, the very first thing I do is I start using garlic drops. 2 to 3 drops in whichever ear is sore, or both. Stuff some cotton wool in behind it, and you can do that multiple times a day. It's very safe, it's just garlic. They'll smell like a kitchen, but it's gonna kill anything that's hanging out in there. And I'm often asked, can you do this if kids have tubes or anything like that? Yes, you can. Again, you're not pouring tons of it in there. It's 2 to 3 drops, and you might do that a few times a day. Then what else do we want to do? Well, we need to support the gut, because if kids are getting a lot of ear infections, something is wrong with their immune system, which means something is wrong with their gut. So initially, if there's symptoms, we want to take our vitamin C. So this is 1,000 milligrams in these tablets, but if you have a little one who's under probably the age of 10, you want to use half of that, or find a 500 milligram tablet and do a vitamin C flush. This means your kiddo is going to take 500 milligrams of vitamin C every hour until they get loose stools. Let's say it takes 5,000 milligrams and then they get loose stools. That's your loading dose. You stop and then do one more dose of 500 milligrams before bed, and you're just pouring the powder into a juice or something and shaking it up. Then the next day and every day until they're better, morning and night, you're going to do 30% of that loading dose. So if it was 5,000 milligrams, you do 1,500 in the morning and 1,500 at night, and then continue that all the way through. Now, as a preventative, it's not a bad idea to give them a small amount of vitamin C, most if not all days anyway, but that's certainly going to help. Another thing is vitamin D, but it's got to be with K. It's probably going to need to be liquid if we're talking about a little one. Vitamin D isn't necessarily going to make a huge difference once a child gets sick, although I still up how much we give our daughter anyway when she's sick, but it's more a preventative thing because you need your vitamin D levels strong, because it's a steroid hormone, it's not actually a vitamin, and it controls a lot of the genes that control immune system. So vitamin D works better if your levels are already where they should be when you run into an illness. Hey there, I just wanted to let you know, as a thank you for watching my video, I wanted to send you my free guide on the 13 foods to boost your mood. So you can click in on the link in the description if you want to download that. There's so many people watching this video who are probably suffering with gut health issues, and sometimes even just changing the foods we eat can make all the difference in the world. So that's my free gift to you. Please grab it, take advantage of it. Anyway, back to the video. The next thing, colloidal silver. This thing's pretty magic, and you can use that with ear infections, strep throat, anything. They just do a little teaspoon. And now, obviously, they've got to be old enough to do this, but teaspoon, hold it in their mouth for 30 seconds, and then swallow. You can get spray bottles to at least get it up through the nose. You can do that on a younger child. Get that silver in there to start wiping out any bugs. That's not something that I use as a preventative daily, but as soon as symptoms come on, we start loading up the colloidal silver. We also have some prebiotics. I like this prebiotic powder. That's one that can be preventative and while they're sick. With or without antibiotics, I will up that. So if my daughter starts to exhibit any symptoms, she'll get some prebiotic powder in a juice and shake it up and mix it in with that vitamin C. And I'll probably do that 3 times a day, and then just go back to once a day or every other day or whatever your preventative maintenance schedule is. Then we've got our essential oils. In my family, we use doTERRA, we use Breathe, On Guard, and oregano. You can use them a few different ways. My wife will get rollers of the oregano and On Guard and roll it down her back and on the bottoms of her feet, and then put socks on. We'll also use a diffuser and put the Breathe and On Guard in there. It's going to help open everything up. It's also going to help that immune system fire. I believe the equivalent of On Guard with Young Living is Thieves. I don't know for certain though, so don't quote me, but I think that's what it is. Now, there's a ton of other supplements and things you can use as well, but they're the main ones. And if your child is getting a lot of ear infections and it's a common problem, the number one thing you need to do is heal their gut. They've got some kind of leaky gut going on that's hammering their immune, or causing their immune system to be hammered. And so you have to start pulling out simple carbs, sugars, artificial sweeteners, food dyes, colorings, all of that garbage, and start getting in better quality fats. So you may have to supplement with some fish oil or cod liver oil, but at least in the diet as well, and also some good quality protein, and make sure that you're healing the gut, because that's where all this starts. The ear infection is an effect. The gut is where it's all starting from. So we heal the gut, you will probably get rid of most, if not all, ear infections. But because every time someone says to me, well, my kid gets chronic ear infections, what can I do? It's the same answer every time. Heal the gut. And as they get a bit older, you can do some stool testing or whatever else to find out what's going on. They might need some targeted probiotics if you notice that they're short on certain strains. So that's the secret weapons I use. I've got another video that if you want to watch that's got my full immunity stacking protocol that I use for my daughter anytime, or really anyone in the family, anytime any of us show any symptoms. It works great, but this is more targeted just to ear infections, and I wanted to keep it a little more simple so people can go and get that stuff immediately. But I have that longer protocol. If you're interested, just go watch that video.